So I don't know if you can find more decisive winger than Jérémy right now, and Doku, to be honest. The threat that guy is unbelievable.
Jérémy Doku is on his way to becoming the best winger in the world, mate. And this season, when he switches on, he's literally unplayable. Liverpool felt it.
He's had today. Doku. Oh,
United got destroyed.
good run from Doku, and then the second ball, and the header's in!
And if City end up winning the domestic treble, it's because of him. His chaos, his imbalance, his ability to break games open when nothing's happening. Arsenal couldn't deal with him. He delivered the assist that put the Premier League in City's hands versus Burnley. And in the FA Cup semi-final versus Southampton, he showed he's a proper anomaly. 32 minutes, 1 goal, 1 assist, 11 successful dribbles, 13 duels, 1. Madness. And just like that, City reached their 4th consecutive FA Cup final. Since his £55 million move from Rennes in 2023, Doku has become a statistical outlier in the Premier League, leading the league in both attempted and completed dribbles. And this season it's the same story, with the most take-ons won in the league at 64. But here's the only problem. His goal numbers are still modest, just 19 goals in 123 appearances. And that's the scary part, because if he fixes that, no one's stopping him. Look around world football. You've got players like Elise, Leao and Eze, who are elite dribblers but more selective. Then the speed demons like Nico Williams, Gittins, Doué and Vinicius, who take players on constantly but with mixed results. And then the hybrids like Musiala and Lamine Yamal, who combine dribbling with progression and control. But Doku, he's on a different planet. There's no one like him in the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga or League One. Guardiola said it himself. On the wing, he's the best in the world.
I've been so unfair with him in the last games, because Jérémy in the final third is unstoppable. He's an incredible football player, and I'm really pleased that today played really good.
Don't believe it? Yeah, take a look at this. Jérémy Doku terrorises defences better than almost anyone in Europe, and the numbers back it up. First in successful dribbles, first in offensive duels won, first in progressive carries, first in dribbles per 100 touches, first in ball carrying frequency, first in successful attacking actions, first in total duels won, first in touches inside the box, first in progressive actions, first in progressive action rate, first in progressive pass accuracy, highest across all players in Europe's top 5 leagues. Right now, Doku leads the Premier League in dribbles, creates more dangerous attacks than Bruno Fernandes, and Pep Guardiola himself has called him unstoppable. And when you understand where he comes from, it all starts to make sense. His story begins in Antwerp, Belgium. Born in 2002 to Ghanaian parents, raised in a tight family with his brother Jefferson and his sisters. Football wasn't just a hobby, it was part of everyday life. Watching Premier League highlights on Match of the Day with his dad, dreaming about one day playing there himself. But the real magic, that came in the streets. Concrete pitches, pride on the line, every dribble meaning something. That's where Doku became Doku. Fearless, explosive, unpredictable. Even then, his parents kept him grounded. Strong values, connection to his roots, speaking his family's language. That balance between hunger and humility is what shaped him. From a young age, his talent was obvious. Local clubs in Antwerp couldn't contain him. KVC Olympic Deurne, Tubantia Borgerhout, then Beerschot. Scouts were already watching. And at just 10 years old, Anderlecht came calling, the biggest academy in Belgium. But it wasn't easy, mate. Long trips every single day, travelling across the country in academy minibuses, sacrificing normal childhood moments just to chase the dream. That's dedication. That's obsession. By 15, Europe was already watching. Liverpool, Arsenal, Ajax, all wanted him. Big clubs, big pressure. But here's where Doku showed something different. Maturity. He stayed, chose development over hype. Even Romelu Lukaku stepped in, telling him to build his foundation first before jumping. And Doku listened. Best decision he could have made. At 16, he debuts professionally for Anderlecht, one of the youngest in club history. And straight away, you could see it. That fearless energy, that ability to take on defenders like it's nothing. Coaches weren't surprised. They'd been watching him destroy youth defences for years. There was even a moment in a pre-season friendly versus Chelsea's academy. 16-year-old Doku just running past defenders like they weren't there. The crowd felt it. That wasn't potential anymore. That was a warning. At Anderlecht, under coaches who trusted youth like Vincent Kompany, Doku was given freedom. And he delivered. First league goal at 17, then another in the cup. Then that game versus Zulte Waregem. 2 goals, 1 assist in a 7-0 win. Pure chaos. By 2020, 34 league appearances, 5 goals, and already a fan favourite. The spark, the difference maker, the one who could change games on his own. And at that point it was obvious. Anderlecht couldn't hold him anymore. Because players like Doku, They're not built to stay small. In October 2020, with half of Europe watching him, Jérémy Doku made a bold move. He chose Stade Rennes, £26 million deal, club record signing. At just 18 years old, new country, new league, new pressure. That's not easy, Bruve. Language barrier, tougher defenders, big expectations on his shoulders. And yeah, at first he struggled. The talent was there, but adapting to top-level football takes time. Then December came, and boom, you started seeing flashes. 2 assists in 1 week, tearing apart Marseille and Lorient with pure pace and chaos. In March 2021, he finally got his first goal for Rennes. A relief, but also a lesson, because he got sent off later in that same match. That's football at the highest level, mate. Brilliance and mistakes in the same breath. The next season, proper nightmare. Injuries everywhere. Just 14 league appearances in 2021-2022. Long months out, watching from the sidelines. For a young player far from home, that can break you. But not Doku. He stayed locked in, worked hard, stayed patient. And when he came back, he made it count. Goal versus Lorient to seal the game. Another in the cup versus Nancy. Classic Doku move. Quick burst, defenders left behind. Calm finish. Then came 2022-2023, the redemption arc. Started as a super sub, but slowly earned his place. Rennes sold a winger, handed him the number 10, and that changed everything. Confidence up, responsibility up, and Doku delivered. April the 2023. First brace versus Rams in a 3-0 win, finally scoring at home again. Then another brace versus Angers. And that solo goal versus Ajaccio, picking the ball from deep and just running through everyone, like it's street football. Ridiculous. By the end of that season, 6 league goals and a massive role in Rennes, finishing 4th.
Very exciting winger. If you're a City fan, amazing talent. There's no doubt on the talent. He was a prodigious player, very young at Anderlecht in Belgium. He's a Belgian international now. Rennes brought him at the club 3 years ago for 26 million euros. So the value has doubled up in the last 3 years, despite him lacking a lot of consistency. He's an amazing talent in terms of skill set. The dribbling is amazing, the pace is fantastic.
Over 3 seasons in France, 10 goals in 75 games. Not crazy numbers, but that's not the full story. Because his impact isn't just goals, it's what he does to defenders. The fear, the chaos, the space he creates. More importantly, he grew up, became tougher, smarter, learned how to deal with injuries, pressure, expectations. The kid from Antwerp turned into a proper professional. And Europe noticed again. August 2023, Manchester City come knocking. £55 million. Big move, big stage. And just like that, the dream he had watching Match of the Day as a kid, it became real. Doku made his Manchester City debut on September 2nd, 2023, coming off the bench in a 5-1 win over Fulham at the Etihad. And it didn't take long, mate. Just 2 weeks later, 16th September, he bags his first Premier League goal away at West Ham in a 3-1 win. Proper statement. His performance was that good that even Pep Guardiola looked a bit shocked, saying he didn't expect that level so soon, and calling him a proper winger.
He played a little bit shy, as normal, arrived just 2-3 days training against the team, won the treble, and maybe it was a little bit, in this way. And today, no. Today we spoke and then be yourself, so. Who's your quality as a winger? 1 against 1, 1 against 2, go. I will be honest, I didn't expect at the second game for Man City playing the level he played today. So the performance as a winger that Jérémy today played, you have to, I don't remember for a long time ago something like that. Really, really pleased because we thought the qualities was there and today I started to prove it.
Straight away you could see it, that direct style, always running at defenders, pace, flair. He gave City something different. As the 2023-2024 season went on, Doku kept showing flashes of madness. First Champions League goal in October versus RB Leipzig, finishing off a rapid counter in stoppage time. Then the link-up with Julian Alvarez started clicking. Assists, combinations, proper chemistry. But then came that night, November 4th, 2023 versus Bournemouth. Absolute destruction. 1 goal, 4 assists in a 6-1 win. At 21, he became the youngest player in Premier League history to register 4 assists in a single match, and only the second ever to hit 5 goal contributions in 1 game. Man of the match, obviously, everyone talking about him. Doku had arrived at the elite level, and he didn't just do it versus smaller teams against Liverpool. Different kind of madness. Not about numbers, about domination. 11 successful dribbles, and the most in a Premier League match since Adama Traoré in 2021. He had Trent Alexander-Arnold spinning. Bruve. Even though City didn't win, Doku showed he can be the system on his own, forcing constant double teams and opening space inside for Rodri and Foden. Even in the FA Cup final versus Manchester United, where City lost 2-1. Doku was the only one keeping them alive. Came on in the second half, pure chaos, scored a rocket from outside the box that caught Onana off guard. Proper impact. By the end of the season, he had fully settled into the team. 7 goals, 11 assists, consistent output. And in May 2024, City lifted the Premier League title, giving Doku his first league medal. And here's the mad part. He was one of only 3 under-21 players in the entire league to hit 11+ combined goals and assists that season, alongside names like Højlund and Garnacho. That tells you everything. This guy isn't just talent, he's one of the brightest young stars in England. In the 2024-2025 season, Doku fully established himself as the most statistically dominant dribbler across Europe's top 5 leagues, mate. And in the Premier League, no one came close. He was attempting a ridiculous 10.84 dribbles per 90 minutes, miles ahead of Kamaldeen Sulemana with 7.24 and Mohamed Kudus with 6.55. That gap, it's massive. And the maddest part, he wasn't just spamming dribbles, he was completing them. 6.77 successful dribbles per game, absolutely dwarfing the second best, Ethan Nwaneri, who was sitting at just 3.57. That's nearly double. Across the entire league, with over 50 players attempting at least 3 dribbles per 90, Doku still had the best success rate. So yeah, not just the best dribbler in the Premier League, the best in the world. Around 6.8 successful dribbles per game. That's 2 more than Lamine Yamal on average. But even then, the season wasn't easy. Not for him, not for City. Still, he had moments that showed exactly who he is. His perfect match, pure domination, 1 goal, 1 assist for Haaland, a 9.4 rating, 8 successful dribbles, 5 big chances created. Pep Guardiola called it simply brilliant. He delivered against Forest too, goal and assist. Scored the winner versus Fulham.
Taking on his international colleague Castagna.
Insert and to close the season, 2 absolute bangers in the Club World Cup against Wydad Casablanca and Juventus. So yeah, on paper maybe not a perfect season. But for a player like Doku, that was just a warm-up. Because in 2025-2026, he showed what he's really about. I think the way Jérémy Doku has grown in the last 2 seasons, not just in dribbles but in impact, provoking corners, he's an incredible threat. It's almost impossible to leave him 1v1 in the final third. You need 2, even 3 players. And when that happens, others are free. Pep Guardiola said it, and yeah mate, he's absolutely right, because Doku has evolved. And this season he came in with one clear objective, increase his goal contributions. And he's done exactly that. He's the only player in the Premier League to surpass 100 successful take-ons across all competitions, reaching a ridiculous 133. Look at his biggest performances, bruv. This is where it gets scary. Against Liverpool, 3-0 win. A complete destruction. Perfect 10 out of 10 rating in multiple outlets. He scored the third with a beautiful curler, completed 8 out of 8 dribbles, and even won a penalty. Arne Slot had to throw 3 defenders at him just to slow him down. Against Galatasaray in the Champions League, only 37 minutes on the pitch, and still dropped 2 assists. 1 for Haaland, 1 for Cherki. Efficient, clinical, different level. Manchester derby, 3-0 versus United. Pure domination. Created 5 chances, 2 assists, and his movement literally freed Rodri and Foden to control the middle. He got subbed off to a standing ovation. Says it all. Then Dortmund, 4-1 in the Champions League. 81 minutes, 1 assist, 89% pass accuracy. But more than that, he destroyed their defensive transitions. 3 of the 4 goals started from his side. And then the moment, Burnley, the game that flipped the title race. Tight match, nothing happening. And Doku produces a ridiculous through ball, splitting 5 defenders to set Haaland through. That pass didn't just win the game, it gave City control of the league. And Wembley, FA Cup semi-final versus Southampton. This one is just madness. 32 minutes, 11 successful dribbles, 1 goal, 1 assist. Came on, changed everything. Dragged City to the final. SofaScore gave him a 10 off the bench. That never happens. This is Jérémy Doku. For years we saw flashes, moments of brilliance, but not always consistency. But this season, he's delivering properly. And what makes it even crazier, it's how he does it. Strength, pace, change of direction. Defenders literally don't know what he's about to do. And at this level, that's almost impossible. Because let's be real, dribbling past players constantly in elite football, that's high risk. Most players can't do it without losing the ball. But Doku, he bends that rule. He reduces the risk. He makes the impossible look normal. And now, he understands exactly what Pep wants from him. He's in the manager's best 11. He's 23 years old.
Outside.
No, the reason why they play back was Semenyo and Antoine make an incredible impact. So I don't know if you can find more decisive winger than Jérémy right now, and Doku, to be honest. The threat that guy is unbelievable. Look the first goal in Burnley, how he fight, control the assist from Erling. So it's difficult to find. but they have to be careful.
And the scariest part, mate, we still haven't seen his peak. Keep it going, because if he does, the Premier League is finished.